There we go. What's going on, folks? Catching the end of this game. 31-10. Baltimore over the Texans, and you got just under 3 minutes left to go. Um, Lamar Jackson put on a performance. Let me see if I can bring up his stats. It was the first half, it was a defensive battle. And guess what? Even with Lamar Jackson and what CJ Stroud has been doing this year, defense wins championships. Baltimore's defense is for real. Don't get it twisted. Um, they are for real. And um, every time I see Baltimore's defense play, the first person I always think of is Denard Wilson and how we should not have let Denard Wilson walk out of Philadelphia. We made the wrong choice. And every time we see how good that defense is, I get reminded of it. So, um, Lamar Jackson, 16 for 22, 150-yard passing, 152 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. No picks. 100 yards rushing, 11 for 100. Justice Hill, 13 for 66. Gus Edwards, 10 for 40. Dalvin Cook, 8 for 23. Zay Flowers, he spread the ball around, but mostly he was just on the ground getting it done. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman. Nelson Aguilar even had a touchdown. What? People in Philadelphia, that's just disrespectful when Nelson Aguilar is still getting touchdowns. So, but yeah, their defense is tough. Their defense is tough, and they are going to be formidable. And I don't see. I mean, I don't see anybody beating them. And let's see who's later on today. Green Bay, and then tomorrow you got Kansas City and Buffalo. So it'll be a cold weather team representing the AFC. So it's either going to be Kansas City, Buffalo, or Baltimore. Because Texans looked like they was a little shook in that cold weather. It's funny because D'Amico's used to that because he played for Philly. So he knows what that feels like. But, man, Lamar, that last touchdown when he just took off down the middle, man. That's like some Madden-esque type stuff. So, props to Baltimore. They getting it done. They are getting it done. As long as that defense stays together, as long as Lamar Jackson stays healthy, I can see them taking it to the house and winning the Super Bowl. So it'll be very interesting this next game tonight. I want to see what Green Bay is going to do with San Francisco because Green Bay is coming off of that big win, a lot of confidence off that big win, and that to me that didn't seem like Green Bay didn't seem like they were over. You know, sometimes a team wins a game like that, and that was their Super Bowl, and I didn't see that from Green Bay. They weren't too hyped about the celebration and stuff like that. The fact that they won in Dallas, that didn't strike me as how Green Bay was. So, I'm looking forward to them putting on a good show against San Francisco in San Francisco with good weather and everything that comes with that. So, we'll see. We're gonna see what we see. But as tonight, Baltimore, man, y'all did y'all thing tonight. Lamar, you just basically cemented your MVP, in my opinion. You cemented it, bro. You put your stamp on it tonight. That's what you got to do. That's what Dak Prescott couldn't do. Win in the playoffs. This is what it's all about. So now, Lamar has taken his team, and they will be playing for the AFC title game next week. That's what you're trying to do. That's the goal. Then you take care of that, and then you got the big prize in your sights. So, 2 minutes left in the game, 31-10, and they're about to make it 34-10 with a field goal. So that's how you do it, man. Defense wins championships. Ain't nothing changed. So while we worry about who's going to replace Nick Sirianni, and I'm more concerned with who's going to be the new defensive coordinator and what are the moves that Howie Roseman is going to do to get our defense back where it needs to be. Because you can't tell me we shouldn't be in this mix. You can't tell me that. Even as bad as we played the first half of the year and we're winning games, we should be in this mix, but we're not. We didn't win the games. So our issues are going to be on defense. I trust that they're going to get the offense together. They are not going to be that stupid 2 years in a row. They can't be. So You look at what, and the funny thing, with the shout out to the Texans. Did you see them sticking to the run game? They wasn't moving the ball all night. Texans have C.J. Stroud only has 165 yards passing. Singletary is 9 carries for 22 yards, but they kept running the ball. They stuck with it. They stuck with it. So they've got what 12 runs for the game. So they still trying to run the ball. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So um, they got a lot more. Baltimore has 13, 24, 34, 42 rushes. Woof. 42 rushes. So that just lets you know where their head is at. And you can do both. But in this situation, and I've said this before, I go all the way back to our game against Chicago. Did Texans just put the ball on the ground? Nah, they didn't. Or did they? Nah. But I go back to that game against Chicago. Um, when you got elements like that and cold is a factor, run the ball, man. You can't throw the ball all over the place. You got to run the ball. So, but yeah, he did fumble, but he recovered it. So, man. But it rains and pours. So, but yeah, man. Baltimore, y'all did y'all thing. Y'all going playing for the title, and congratulations. Defense wins championship. Baltimore's defense is for real. Don't get it twisted. They are for real. And every time I see Baltimore